Purdue looking to capitalize on the momentum that they have here. 4 points away from the set victory. Colvin over the net, and it's out. Service error there on the part of Purdue. Big time error from Purdue gives Indiana the serve back. Saris sends it over. And another service error.
That's critical for the momentum right there. After getting the serve back from a Purdue service error, Indiana with the service error of their own, momentum now flips over to the Boilermakers.
That's a big time possession here for both teams. Sarame digs it out. Corsellis gets it over, and the kill by Corsellis beyond the 10-foot line.
It's a nice little swing right there, a roll shot, and just falls right in front of Eva Hudson. Really well placed by Alonzo Corsellis.
Corsellis almost backpedaling there for the kill. That is not easy, ladies and gentlemen. Fitzner sends it over. Winding up, and Indiana not able to control that one. Another point for Purdue. Purdue now 2 points away from the set victory. And what a set number one this has been between two rivals. Hornung takes the serve over the net, and it is a service error once again. Both teams struggling on their serves.
And here comes Daphne to serve. She's been really good so far, but she also does have a very aggressive serve.
Indiana taking the serve, 2 points away from taking a set victory. Daphne, aggressive serve. Hudson, the big swing, it's out.
Tipped at the net though.
Oh.
And a huge vertical by Hudson. Just able to get over all of the blockers and just barely get a tip from those Hoosier blockers at the net.
And now Purdue is 1 point away from the set number one victory. They send it over. Hayworth over to Colheed. Big time kill! Indiana staying with it.
Colheed on the slide, just so efficient. Colheed's such a great attacker, and the slide play seems to always work for the Hoosiers.
Especially for Colheed. Colheed has almost mastered that to perfection. Corsellis sends it over. And it is out, not tipped. Indiana, 25-24.
Seemed like that one just missed a couple Hoosier arms.
As the Wilkinson Hall crowd rises to their feet, we're gonna have a timeout by the Boilermakers. And Josh, what an incredible first set this has been between two incredible programs. Indiana 1 point away from the set number one victory. Like we said earlier, this would do wonders for their confidence moving forward. And the Hoosiers with the serve. What do you think Indiana's going to do here out of this timeout?
They're a very aggressive serving team, and I would assume that they elect to go with an aggressive serve here. 1 point to close it out. They could maybe force a reception error on Purdue, get a free ball over the net, or make a tough pass. Maybe even end it on a service ace, but it could also backfire with a service error. But like I said, Indiana is a very aggressive serving team.
Exactly. The Hoosiers have stayed aggressive on the serving end all year long, and I don't think they'll ever stray from that. But Purdue in danger or going down 1-0 here early in Bloomington. Alonzo Corsellis will take the serve for Indiana. The crowd on their feet, here inside of Wilkinson Hall. Can hardly see the court. Vercella sends it over. They're gonna set it up to Hudson. Sarame with the dig. Over to Saris, tips it over. Block! Indiana wins set number 1. Oh my goodness! Since October 9th, 2019, the Indiana Hoosiers take a set over the Purdue Boilermakers. Oh my goodness.
The 13th ranked Indiana Hoosiers captured their second victory of the season on Thursday against the Bethune-Cookman Wildcats. Start of the first half, Hoosiers up by 6. Tamar Bates will find Jordan Geronimo in stride for a transition 3. The 3 ball was finally money for Indiana in this one, but Chafinos go whip it over to Miller Kopp. Stuck on a double team, back to Hood Chafino. He'll find Bates for a corner 3, and Bates knocks it down, nothing but nylon. Indiana starting to break this open. Xavier Johnson, he's going to attack the paint, finds Kopp for a wide open 3, buckets. That would be one of 4 Kopp would hit on the night. Now on to the second half. The Wildcats looking for some offense. Marcus Garrett looking inside, and look at KJ Davis over Race Thompson and Trace Jackson Davis. But TJD would have the last laugh. Johnson's going to drive baseline, shuffle pass to Trace Jackson Davis, counted in the foul. Jackson Davis would finish off the game with 21 points on a 90% clip. Another look at this, beautiful pass from the X-Man, and TJD just too strong with it, so he will put the Wildcats to sleep. Hoosiers improved to 3-0 on the season and will travel to Cincinnati on Friday to play the Xavier Musketeers in their first road matchup.
Well, you can tell it's March based on the amazing finishes we have seen in college basketball through the first week of the month. The Indiana Hoosiers played in their final regular season matchup against the Michigan Wolverines Sunday. A double bye position in the Big Ten tournament on the line for both teams, and what an instant classic we were given. It was senior night for the Hoosiers on CBS. Early in the first, Trace Jackson Davis spinning baseline for an acrobatic reverse layup over Hunter Dickinson. TJD looking like a guard with that type of a move. Indiana built a substantial double-digit lead until the Wolverines fought back to trail by just 2 at the half thanks to a Jet Howard slam dunk. Now things are gonna get interesting. Jalen Hood Chafino step back and ties the game, buries it from deep. This one would go to overtime. In the extra period, Miller Kopp with a killer shot from the corner to extend the lead to 7. The Hoosiers would not relinquish that lead, and they emerge victorious over Michigan to give themselves that much-needed double bye in the Big Ten tournament. A surely up-and-down regular season comes to an end for the Hoosiers, but now they shift their focus to the Big Ten tournament in Chicago. And speaking of the Big Ten tournament, another Hoosier squad traveled to Minneapolis to compete in the women's Big Ten tournament. This IU team looked to advance to the championship round for the second consecutive year as they took on the Ohio State Buckeyes. The number 1 seeded Indiana Hoosiers looking to sweep the Buckeyes after 2 wins in the season. A dominating first half saw Grace Berger looking like a mini magician after struggling against the Spartans a day earlier. Indiana looking unstoppable in the first half as Sydney Parrish buries that one from another zip code. The Hoosiers led by as much as 24 points in this game, but Ohio State stormed back, and look at this. The Buckeyes within 2, Taylor Mikesell slicing and dicing her way for the and 1. What an incredible comeback by Ohio State. Mikesell would nail the free throw to give them the lead. The Buckeyes then had a chip on their shoulder, and Ricky Harris another drive to the basket that would ultimately win it for the Buckeyes. Shocker at the Target Center. March is in full effect with the regular season champs and the Indiana Hoosiers falling to the Buckeyes 79-75. What a crazy weekend in college basketball, and March is only just beginning. Selection Sunday is just 4 days away, so get your brackets out, but ready to have them busted in no time. Thank you for watching today. For IU Sports Media, I'm Hayden Smith.
Both of those games extremely close, of course. Lost to the Spartans in East Lansing, and then an overtime game, the only one this season against Nebraska back in Bloomington merely days later. And if Indiana is not able to even make it to the Big Ten championship, it's really going to impact their bracketology because the two regions this year, it's a new format for the NCAA this season. It's either Greenville, South Carolina, or it's going to be Seattle, Washington. So if you're an Indiana fan, I have a feeling you're going to want to go to Greenville, South Carolina, not just because it's a closer drive, but it's going to be much better weather come spring.
Hawkeyes up 49-48 here with 4:20 to go in this third quarter. Caitlin Clark has just been on an offensive tear to start off this second half of action. 17 points, but just drew her second foul. So Indiana will inbound it from the baseline. Hoosiers in a box set. Berger to inbound it. Berger receives the ball and finds it out to Moore McNeil on the far side. Now to Parrish, who just hit a three. Now Berger on the near side, looking inside for Holmes. She's got the seal. Scalia back to Berger, looking inside for Holmes. Still hasn't got to her. Holmes has fallen to the ground. Berger fires a three and hits. That's only Grace Berger's 8th of the year. 4 minutes to go. Caitlin Clark drives in on Moore McNeil. Driving all the way, draws contact, counted in the foul. Caitlin Clark once again. 19. That gives Iowa right back the lead. Clark just has a burst of speed that gets her from one end of the court all the way back to the other end and is able to lay it up and in. Parrish checks out. Garzone checks back in, and the free throw's no good by Caitlin Clark. It stays at a 1-point game. Under 4 to go. Moore McNeil guarded by Clark. She brings it over to the near side, now finds Garzone, over to Berger. Berger inside Holmes, wide open, layup's good. Quickly into Caitlin Clark, all the way across the half-court line, step back three on the way. You've got to be kidding me! Caitlin Clark once again! That's 22! 2-point lead for Iowa. Indiana's got it. Scalia on the far side, looking inside for Holmes and gets it to her. Holmes looking to go to work. Spins left shoulder and lays it up off the backboard. Back to a tie game. What does Caitlin Clark have in her back this time? Clark picks it up and skips it over to McKenna Warnock. Now over to Martin. She's going to attack. Good defense by Indiana. Brings it up beyond the perimeter. Inside. Stolke looking to go to work. And yet again another foul. This one goes against Indiana. Looks like that's going to go against Mackenzie Holmes. It's only her first. Both teams have made their last 4 field goals. And just like that, it's at 54. It's going to send Hannah Stolke to the line as Indiana is over the foul limit at 5. So it'll be 1-1 for Stolke, who shoots 51%. Excuse me, it's 2 free throws. First one's no good off front rim. Stolke has struggled. He's not made one yet and continues that streak 0 for 4. Still tied at 54, 2:50 to go in the third. Berger the handoff to Moore McNeil, now over to Garzone, now Scalia on the far side, the feed inside to Holmes, she's double teamed. Moore McNeil, straight away through on the way. No good, strong, and Davis tracks it down. Davis quickly down the floor. She has it on the far side, looking inside for Snano. Instead finds Caitlin Clark. She thought about the three, instead drives in, kicks it out. Martin on the way. That's no good. Air ball from downtown. And the rebound taken away by Berger. Berger, 2.5 to go. Drives all the way to the basket. Lays it up, and it falls! What a layup by Grace Berger! It's a 2-point lead for Indiana. The clock has not started. Officials have not noticed, and they finally notice. That's the second time that the clock has not started, and that hurts Indiana's momentum as they had everyone here in Assembly Hall standing up, cheering for their team. And they're going to have to take a look at that and just figure out what time they're going to have to set it to. That is a tough break for the Hoosiers.